As a bodybuilder like Jess, I heavily invest in my health and well-being, and I'm also very researched on what food I put in my body. Imagine taking a bite into a delicious and scrumptious bite of sushi, bursting with flavors that never fail to satisfy your date. Now pretend that you just told your girlfriend or boyfriend that she ate bird shit. Okay. Humans don't consider the consequences pertaining to diet or even what the food actually is. What if I told you that some of the sushi you ate that you just fed your date is made of bird crap? Well, it's not far-fetched. In Japan, there are fish farms where the primary food that the fish eat is bird crap. So thus the fish have very low quality protein and are lacking many nutrients that we require. This analogy, quite weird, explains American ignorance to the interconnection between diet and physical and mental well-being. I will establish this connection through the research of omega-3's impact on physical and mental well-being. The human anatomy is a complex machine operating efficiently based on the nutrients delivered to it. Consciously limiting unhealthy portions improves physical and mental well-being with additional proper nutrition. There are many statistical findings and meta-analytical studies that suggest a strong connection between diet and psychological distress and depression. That was according to Rachel Gao in 2016. Based on a comparison of fish consumptions between the highest countries who consume fish and the lowest countries that consume fish, they found out that as omega-3s decrease in your diet, an increase of mortality by suicide or mortality by homicide, depression, and bipolar spectrum disorder increased. That was by Hibelm, April 18th, 1998. According to Rudolph, in 2016, malnourished and impoverished children were given a supplement called EPAP, which contained omega-3, and the health and well-being of the sample population increased substantially. And this revealed how the lack of nutrients negatively influenced mood. On the opposite end of the spectrum, an excess presence of omega-6 fatty acids, which are like saturated fats, proved the same correlation above, as well as showed increased aggressive disorders in humans. Americans lack education of the unfamiliar consequences that pertain to diet. Now we will consider a major problem. Despite their peak physical conditions, our military population's emotional instability illustrates the unfortunate repercussions of a lacking diet. According to Hibelm, in 2014, our military heroes exhibit a twofold suicide rate compared to the general population. However, this is not surprising to scientists who point out that the military population has drastically low levels of omega-3 compared to their recommended values in other parts of the world. As naive individuals to diet and well-being, we need to advocate further research in order to foster a change in our beloved military community, as well as to diminish the appalling rates of depression and emotional instability in the United States. A randomized experiment was conducted by Hibelm in 2014 that demonstrated the group who received and omega-3 supplementation experienced a reduction in suicidal thinking by 45%, depressive symptoms by 50%, perceived stress by 33%, while levels of happiness increased by 33%. People must consider the adverse long-term health effects of a nutritionally deficient diet, despite the lingering belief that consuming what one desires brings individual happiness. Research rejects this approach of dietary indulgences to pleasure and exposes the ignorance of the general population who espouse this belief. Achieving long-term happiness revolves around physical and mental well-being. Unfortunately, in modern society, the impact of diet and exercise on happiness remains widely unknown, mainly because research is severely limited. Therefore, an uninformed populace suffers high risks of diseases and mental illnesses that could be prevented, while food companies make millions at the expense of their customers' health, according to the CDC in 2012. Now that you better understand the interrelatedness between diet and physical and mental well-being, I hope you begin to invest in your health and research the complexities of what you put in your body, because your brain and your body is very complex. Thank you.